Hey Houston, how you doing? Well, this is the response to your response to a response to a response. Uh, we got it going on, don't we? I really appreciate the civility of the conversation, although I do sense you'd probably like to reach out in that screen and punch me in the face for being so stupid. That's cool. Uh, uh, you've been courteous. I do appreciate it. And you know, I just want to say I've always been involved in what I like to call a holy huddle. At church, I teach a lot of classes. I actually teach one on apologetics, so I've learned I really don't know a lot about that. But the point is, coming to YouTube has really, really awakened me. Being in the holy huddle allows you to grow as a Christian. And in all my studies I teach and anything I'm involved in, the first thing I tell everybody, don't think this is some bunch of holy rollers sitting here thinking we're all self-righteous. We all got issues, we all got problems, and if you have a problem with God, I want to know about it. If you don't believe in God, that's okay. Don't think because you're in a church you have to play the holy card. We're here to seek truth. I assume most of us in a Bible study are seeking the truth of God. But if you have a problem with that, you need to spit it out so we can all deal with it. And those have all been pretty simple for me to deal with. But coming to YouTube has awakened my presence in awareness that my faith has come to such a great test. Everything that you've refuted and everything I hear the atheists say has caused me not really doubt, but I don't believe anything from anybody on either side until I do my own research, and then it's up to me to make my decision. And of course everything I hear weighs on that decision, and it's been really a wild experience, I can tell you that. And it's nice to talk to an atheist that's willing to talk without screaming. Even though you may like to scream, that's okay. You sent me, I can see you were very diligent in responding to every detail that I spoke. And after quite a while of doing research on your comments, I was just contemplating that they've been debating this subject for millennia. And you're not going to figure it out, and neither am I. We'll make our own decisions based on our own presuppositions, and I think it's nice to exchange ideas and thoughts. I know it causes me to learn more. I don't want to believe just by blind faith, even though that was my initial contact with the God of creation. I came having faith that all the things I heard on the surface were real. And in so doing, I have spent 24 years as a Christian, 7 of those years just basically following. In the last, I'd say 7, I've been serious study. And I think the debate should go on, and it will go on, and I will participate. But what I have come to see is that no matter what the atheist side says or the Christian side says, there's always refutation, and there's refutation to the refutation. And some of the things that you said, I looked up. And the one, Brett Palmer, boy, I want to tell you something. That guy's site or videos were so impressive, I was coveting his ability to make a video. And anybody that had a weak faith or just an opportunity to look for truth, by the time you got done with your videos, if he didn't convince you, you'll never be convinced. I'm a little hard-headed, so I did do more research, but that was quite impressive. That guy's really got it together. And I listened to, I think it was 4 or 5 links you gave me, listened to every one of them. I think there was over an hour's worth that I put into that. And the funny thing is, I hate to be so simplistic. Maybe it's just my ignorance. They say ignorance is bliss, and hey, I'll claim it. It was about the word circle in Isaiah. And in Job, they talked about the word circle. And I can see the debate. It's very clear. I'm not sure that I'm convinced, although there is an argument there, but it boils down to my simplistic self-centeredness, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm narcissistic or something. But if you ask me to look up at the moon and describe it in one word, I'm just going to say it's a circle. It's a circle. I know it's spherical. It's like a globe. It's like a ball. But when I look up, it looks like a circle. It's round. I don't necessarily see the depth perception from here that it is global, even though I know it for a fact it is. But that argument, that hour's worth that I listened to, it was impressive. I like that. It's still a circle to me. I'm sorry. I'll just claim stupidity on that. It's a circle to me. And I wanted to get some props. I was going to have some props for you, but I thought that might be stretching it a bit. I was going to have a little dish and a basketball and go through this big illustration, but after so many hours, you're causing me a lot of short nights of sleep, Houston. It's good, though. I'm just going to let that go there, and you know, if the experts say there's a flaw in the Bible, the word really meant circle, and it's because God was not inerrant, and he didn't describe it well enough. And you know, the one thing that I did start writing out some answers, and I didn't finish them, and I actually just come to my mind, so I just popped up my word program here, and I just want to read you a couple of thoughts here. It says some Bible critics have claimed that Revelation 7:1 assumes a flat earth, since the verse refers to angels standing at the 4 corners of the earth. Well, the 4 corners, that sounds like something's flat, square or something. They're standing at the corners. But here we go again, a refutation. From what I read, they're saying that that reference was to compass points, north, south, east, and west. So, you know, you can do what you want with that. And in regards to the sun rising and setting, even though the earth, not the sun, is doing the moving, Bible writers still use the language of appearance. You know, we don't say the earth is moving around the sun, we say the sun's rising. But in reality, we know what's happening. And also, while there are many graphic depictions of ancient cosmology, we need to keep in mind that this was not a pictorial conception, but a functional and descriptive one. It is we in the modern world who tend to want visual imagery, reduce ideas to graphics and charts. Yet for ancient people, This was simply a way of expressing what they saw about the operation of the world. So, you know, that's one refutation. You can like it or not like it. That's okay. But they were simple people, and if you look into their language and descriptions, they did talk in a descriptive language. And I'm not sure if I said it in one of the videos we have in exchange, but I'm drawing a blank. Oh, shoot. Okay. Their vocabulary. We have 2 to 4 million words. They had 1,500. They didn't have a lot of words. And of course, if God is God, he could have told them exactly what to say. But he used the people and their language to convey his message. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm okay with it, and I'm sure I can understand if people are not okay with it. Okay, I'm really running out of time here. Let me hit a few more points here. You talked about drugs. They're okay if they don't affect someone. Well, I can tell you with personal experience and associating with hundreds of drug addicts and alcoholics, I don't know of one exception where they did not affect the life of someone else. And that really is the tragedy of addiction. If it was just that person, hey, they choose to do that to themselves, go do your thing. They always affect the lives of others. And the sad thing is, it's usually their spouse and their children and family members. So I do have some insight into that, and I know that to be true and factual. Okay. Oh, and I wish I wanted to mention in business I did 800,000, but it's out there. And just to clarify, that was gross 800,000. The net was quite substantially less. It was good, but nowhere near that. I consider myself, well, I'm 64 and I'm still working, so that should tell you something. When I did make good money, I floundered it, just wasted it. So I'll have to work till I die. That's okay. Oh, and another thing, you said you hated Billy Graham. I was just curious about that, even as a, I don't know if I was an atheist, agnostic, or what I was. But I always kind of thought he was okay. I'd never heard anything bad about him, but I was just curious why you said that. Oh, another curious thing, I noticed that on your video it said you had like 16 and a half minutes. How'd you squeeze that extra minute and a half in? I'm still learning YouTube stuff here, so I thought maybe you'd have some advice. And another thing you said, oh, why did I change? I changed, as I told you, because of faith. And I knew the life I was living just was not right. When I went into rehab, I honestly thought, and I'm talking I was a drug addict. I used to shoot up drugs. I was just gone. But when I went into rehab, I literally thought, these people really have an issue. I'm going in there just to shut them up. I didn't think I had a problem. I thought I just liked to party a little more than average. But on the third day, I was surveying my life, and I came to understand, not normal, Ray. What you're doing is not normal. It's so self-centered, and didn't care about anybody. So that's why I changed. Didn't have a real grip on God or theology or anything, but I just knew what I was doing wasn't right.